interrupt this program with a special report.
I got a message for all you folks out there in Radio Land. So sit tight and bend an ear.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Manga Monday Show. My name is Edgar, Bossman1. Bossman2 is...
Bossman2, it's me, Benio.
But not Mario.
No, not Mario, sadly.
We are here
Wouldn't
back...
that be a crazy podcast if your co-host was Mario?
That'd be funny. So, Mario, how are those mushrooms?
Yahoo!
Looks like you took the wrong mushrooms,
Yeah,
buddy.
there you go. We'll catch you guys next week. Yeah.
No, we are back with some more manga, only manga and anime news. We don't have a main subject. I do feel like we have a lot to talk about going on with our lives. And Kenobi.
Oh my god.
That was me attempting to voice act.
That's good.
I had to yell it so far away from the mic just so
so it didn't pick up. Yeah.
I probably
Alright.
still have to turn it down, but
Yeah.
I'll never do that again. Don't hire me, voice acting directors.
Please stop.
Hire this guy.
No.
Now it's Ben's turn.
No.
No,
Oh, it's my turn?
no,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Edgar, how was your week? What are you reading? What are you not reading?
What I've been up to. Oh my god. I haven't been reading a lot. No. Let me get out of the way of what I've been reading. Because I did read something. One Punch Man. Oh my god.
One Punch!
I don't think if you're in the manga sphere or in the Twitter manga sphere, Reddit manga sphere, you would have known about the recent chapter. And by recent, I meant the one. I don't know if it's up to date once this episode gets posted out. But that one chapter, with Garo and Saitama. Holy God. I think everything leading up to this, we've been getting nothing but amazing panels and amazing art. Ben, I know you've only watched the first season.
Yes, I've only seen it.
And so I know you plan to only keep reading on the manga for season 2, which I can't wait for you, and I can't wait to discuss that with you. But this is absolutely amazing. It's a big plot twist. I love Garo. I'm so glad I bought his Funko Pop because I just really like him as a character. It's just so great. I'm really looking forward to it. I feel like I've been reading One Punch Man and I've been looking at the panels and the art. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. But I felt like I haven't been looking forward to the next chapter. But this is the first time in a while for One Punch Man where I'm I gotta know what happens next. I have to read the next chapter, and I really can't wait for it, and I'm super looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, getting ready for some serious punches with One Punch Man. From what I'm watching, The Boys. They're Hero Gasm. I don't know if you saw about the Hero Gasm.
Yes, I've heard about Hero Gasm.
Oh,
I
man.
haven't watched it yet.
It's not just what's in Hero Gasm, but at the end, we just get so much goodness. Man, I was gripping. I wasn't sitting down. I was lying on the bed. I was gripping my phone, and I was just, it's just so many good things were happening. A lot of good stuff happened this past week. I was reacting to a lot of good stuff. Homelander with Butcher, the stuff with Soldier Boy. I think that guy was in Supernatural. I never seen Supernatural.
Yeah.
I just know people knew him for that.
Yep.
A lot of good things in that. Love is War. I watched that. The finale happened. I think Love is the War is probably, if not the best, one of the best rom-com anime ever. It is just so good. It has just been building up. This is one of the best, if not the best, culture festival arcs ever. It's just so great. There's so many characters that are getting built up, and what's even better is that we have half of the manga left to adapt.
Yeah.
So probably 6 seasons if they don't include movies. So this is a small news. I wasn't really going to include it in the news, but since for people who are wondering, they confirmed a new project for Love is War, so it's probably going to be another season. Look forward to that. I don't think it'll be a movie. We might get a movie at the end because that's how they usually do it now, but I can't wait for what's to come. A lot of there was a 2 special episode, which basically equaled out to an hour.
Mhm.
I can't really talk about it a lot because I want Ben to watch it. It's an amazing dub, an
Yeah.
absolutely amazing sub. Great story. I love it. I love it. I might just buy the manga now because it's just amazing. I want to keep reading. What have you been up to, Ben?
What have I been up
That was
to?
a lot of me.
Oh boy, I got a virus on my computer, so I've had a pretty bad week.
Yeah, you
dealing
told me
with
about that. So you
Really
said your
awful.
power went out, and
Yeah,
then
my power went out, and then it was just an unfortunate event. So I had to restart it, and I lost a lot of my game files, but it wasn't like too bad.
it's just Among Us. So who
Um,
cares?
Yeah, exactly. It's literally just Among Us, on my computer, everywhere. Yeah.
That
But
sucks,
what
though.
what have I in terms of manga? What have I been reading? I don't know. Usually I like to read one thing at a time, but I've just been going off recently. I don't know why.
That's usually me, like all the
Yeah.
time. I'm like reading like 50 chapters of One Piece, and then like here
Yeah.
and there, I'd sprinkle in like anything else.
Yeah,
that I have.
that's what I normally do. But I just decided, like, I was like, now that I can't find volume 8 of Vagabond, I was like, I guess I'm just gonna read like a madman. So I'm reading. I'm halfway through, or more than halfway through, of the first volume of Soul Eater.
Nice.
Which I was like, I just read the first chapter because there's prologue chapters apparently, and I was like, what?
I think a
yeah.
majority of that first volume is like
It's prologue
each
chapters.
each.
yeah.
I think in the anime, each episode of Soul Eater is just focused on the individual 3 characters.
yeah.
Which normally I would be like, oh, but I want to see like them together. But it's just great.
Yeah,
They're
it's
great
it's
3
them
intros.
individual at first,
Yeah.
and so I read all about that. I love the characters. It's great. It definitely passed the vibe check, which is
Nice.
something that I call when
When you're into it?
Well, I call it when a story is like, does it have a clear like design, characters, goals?
I see.
Yeah,
When it
and-
hits all the
yeah.
right notes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it does pass the vibe check, so I'm gonna keep reading
It's
it and
a
keep
vibe.
buying it. Yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Not a vibe. And I also completed the first volume of Blue Lock because the first volume came out. It's very good. I'm gonna keep reading that. Yeah.
I was worried. Sorry, I was just mentioning when
Sure.
we were at the mall. I was really worried that Ben, who's heavily into soccer, to put it mildly, because Ben loves soccer and knows way more about it than I do, and than most people do. I was worried that when you were going to read it, you're going to get overcritical because I don't know how accurate it is in terms of the of the very specific stuff and how the game itself works, and it mentions players like, oh, this is like the best player. And Ben was like, I don't think so, and I was worried that kind of stuff would put you off.
They said, so for context, they said Eric Cantona was the best player of the 20th century, and we just did an episode called Canon or Filler, and that's filler. There's no way.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
There's no way.
It's big cap and filler.
that's big cap.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I understand it. I do think the story might have been better if they focused on goalkeepers, because goalkeepers are goalkeeping is basically its own sport.
And it's an
right?
underrated well, not
position.
really.
Yeah, it is an underrated position.
Yeah, I think
because
so.
when you make a good save, right?
So hard.
It's, you make a good save and it's like, yay. But if you get scored on, the goalkeeper is the one who gets berated, so which unrightfully so.
It is really hard. I don't even want to. Normally that'd be like in a super casual game, you'd want to be the goalkeeper. But in like if you're playing with anybody who's even kind of good, you don't want to be. I don't want to try it out. I know Ben tried it out and like he bought gloves. And anyone like who's
I used to play
in it.
goalkeeper.
Oh, you did?
But I'm bad now because I don't have cat-like reflexes like I did in my youth.
Yeah, it just looked hard when I saw you. I'm like, oh my god, I don't even want to try, man.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad you're reading Blue Lock. I just can't. You bought you had a big manga haul, and you're like, Edgar, look what I got. And it was like the first volume
I was like,
of Blue
Kino
Lock.
Kunya's stealing my money.
I know.
It's robbing me.
Because like Blue Lock has like so many chapters in Japanese, but like none in English, and they just print out their English. So I'm like, oh, lucky. I haven't gotten it yet. I'm gonna get it now. So.
Yeah.
Anything
we'll
else?
go there after this.
Anything else?
Anything else? I'm on chapter 30 of what's the name of this manga series? Black Clover. I was like the main manga that I'm reading right now.
What's this series that's kind of good, that's kind of popular, that people don't care about? Black Clover.
And I'm enjoying it. The dialogue is getting on my nerves, I will say.
Oh, you would
The
hate
dialogue is pissing me off.
Is it Asta or is it?
No, it's
Asta got on my
every
nerves.
character because I'm like, why do you? Because they do something, and then he's like, I'm gonna protect you, and I'm
Let's
like,
talk about it.
I'm like, why did you need to say
Let's talk about it a
that?
little bit. Like I feel like spoilers won't be necessary.
No.
What part are you on? Like what's happening? Like,
So
just a little
what
bit.
just happened is the Capitol just got attacked. So the last thing that happened
Yeah, it's
was
not that good. I don't like that argument much.
the last thing that happened was one of the big people in like the council.
Fuegoleon? Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
He-
captain.
He's
He's a
Yeah.
captain of the.
he told
salamanders.
Asta, you want to be the Wizard King? Well, I want to be the Wizard King, so we're rivals. And he was like, "Wow, sugoi," you know.
Sugoi. Yeah.
But so Asta just attacked that dude who like raised the zombies from the dead and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But there was a chapter about 5 chapters ago where they introduced, and I'm cool with big casts. Obviously, one of my favorite is My Hero Academia, and that's notoriously known for a huge cast, and One Piece as well. But
Dr. Stone,
it
yeah.
makes me angry when you introduce so many characters at once, and then you just give me exposition fill. And
Like
it's
it just shows their name,
yeah,
like what they are, what
like,
rank. Like,
yeah, and he's like blah 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 blah. He has 2 brothers and 1 sister and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, and I like I was like scrolling through and I was like, oh my god, this is half the chapter. And our good friend Alec, he said, yeah, there are some parts in Black Clover where they like side characters say things, and I just
see, yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
interesting.
fair.
That I mean, when I watched it, because I only watched the anime up until like episode 150, so everything that Ben's reading, I've only seen in anime. So I didn't get that exposition thing, but that arc in particular, I kind of felt like, oh, this is like kind of dragging on for a bit. And Asta's voice actor, Asta was like getting on my nerves by that point.
Oh, did you watch it?
Yeah, I
Oh,
only
okay.
watched the anime for this. So he was getting on my nerves. But I do want to say, this next arc, I'm really interested in to hear what you thought, because that's when I got hooked on it.
Okay.
So if by that point or the following arc, if by those points you haven't gotten into it,
I like the last arc. I think it was fun. The dungeon crawl arc.
yeah, that was a really good one.
That was a
But
good one.
but even by then, by like where you are, I was starting to like, I was considering of dropping it. But the next arc, I don't want to overhype it or anything, but I am interested in to hear what your thoughts are, because I feel like that's a big hooking point for most people. That I'm glad you're reading it. I'm really
Yeah, it's great. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, Captain Yami is voiced by Chris Sabat, who plays All
really?
Might. Yeah, so he's great.
Oh,
He's
that's
like,
great.
hey, what are you doing there, kid? Can't you see I'm taking a dump? Or like, it's just so great.
Jeez.
I just love him. He always plays just the big guys.
It's great. Yeah.
Anything else you've been up to?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah. Just a really quick note. I bought a PC. Well, technically I built one,
We're gonna play so many games.
but I can't because like
games. Don't worry, we'll
I'm-
figure it out.
I'm having issues
Yeah.
with my PC that I can't download Windows on it. I didn't know you had to download Windows for one thing. I was like, what? Doesn't like every computer have like Windows or something like that? Because I thought PCs automatically come with it. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. So I'm like learning out the kinks. So Ben's gonna hopefully help me out with it. Ben, let's finish off on our Kenobi thoughts. I don't want to talk about it too much, but we didn't. Obviously, the final episode of the first, only season or first season (?) came out.
It's gonna be a second season.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah,
But it did come out.
It's gonna get a second
I hope it doesn't. Anyway,
it will. Just because of
Probably
the sheer numbers that because it's the biggest in terms of viewership. It's the biggest Disney Plus
really beat Boba
show
Fett.
ever. Yeah, it beat Boba Fett. The finale beat Boba Fett. The opening beat Boba Fett.
I'm talking about the whole show in general. I'm wondering.
Yeah, the whole show in general did.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, rip. Well, too bad.
Oh, damn.
But we were talking about it,
Yeah.
and I do agree. I really emphasize that I don't want to talk about it this much because I really feel like we're gonna.
Oh, I thought we were saving it for the end, right?
Oh, I was going to talk about it here.
Oh
'cause we
yeah,
have the
sure.
music,
Just go
yeah.
ahead. We already started.
But I said that. But I mentioned that I want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it because I know we're gonna be caught in time loop and repeat exactly what happened last episode.
Every YouTube channel is reviewing Kenobi, and I swear if I see another Kenobi review, I'm just like, I don't care what anybody thinks anymore. Like stop showing me this. Like I don't care.
Well, you don't like what they're saying, or you just don't like seeing the reviews? in
No,
general?
it's the same thing always. It's either it's awful, it's terrible, it's god awful, or it's I thought it was good. And that's it. That's literally it. And I'm like, there's no other opinion on this website. I hate it. Stop showing me it. Like I'm like, stop.
Ben is getting cornered, guys.
I'm like, please stop showing me it.
That must suck.
it's
Well,
pretty
I feel like it's okay.
Yeah.
I do think this last episode was the best one, and I wish that this entire show was what we got from this last episode.
Just to preface real quick, the writer, and I just figured this out earlier today. There was a second writer that came in to finish the series, and he started on episode 5.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and I think when Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau became a part of the series, because Dave Filoni has stated that he started working on it later. So he said, I know it makes me angry too.
Why didn't they do this
so
before?
I think they realized that the writing wasn't good and just kind of threw that writer out and just got a new one in. Who came in, and he didn't fix all the problems, but he definitely plugged a few holes.
Because it definitely his last one was definitely a pickup from the one before that one, and this last episode was definitely probably the best one out of the whole show. But I wish we got to see as a whole. I wish we got to see more Hayden. Not really that was not like I was asking for, because they really sold you into thinking that Hayden was going to be a big part, because he brought Hayden Christensen back. Yeah, and I knew he was going to be in the suit majority, because obviously Darth Vader's not going to take off his helmet and walk around. But I thought we would get flashback moments, or we get to see like internal thoughts and Vader by himself with Hayden without the mask or something like that. You know what I mean? So I thought we'd get to see more of him, because people love him and they want to bring him back. And he got crucified for the prequels for his performance, and I really felt bad about him, because I thought he was great. So I kind of wish we got just him involved more in it. Even though I felt like this show kind of didn't need to happen, but if it's gonna happen, I wish he was I love seeing Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. That was probably the best thing I loved about this entire debacle. You get to see them in interviews. They love being they're bros. I love seeing them together. They have such a vibe that they can work off of. They're great actors, and I just felt like he was barely used at all. Even if he's in the suit, I heard that there was stand-ins at some point too.
Because he's not the same size of Darth Vader.
Yeah. So, and he wasn't he wasn't used for all of the voice acting, because I think they used a modulation for James Earl Jones' voice.
Yeah. So that wasn't James Earl Jones's voice. That was
an AI or something like that.
That was an AI.
Yeah, that they borrowed off of James Earl Jones from old footage or whatnot.
Yeah. It sounds great. I think it sounds really good.
Yeah, I thought a cool moment. We're getting into spoilers, so just so you know, without saying, I really like the moment where his voice is getting crackled,
What a really good sound design. When they did that, I was like, they have a good opportunity to do a good sound design here, but they did it. They did really well.
The fight was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Obi-Wan being able to lift a bunch of rocks and then throw it at him.
Yeah.
Could he? I don't know if he could always do that. I felt like that was kind of too OP. I don't know what the links to his strength is. I'm not saying he has to be weak or anything, but I thought that was whoa, he can really do all this. And we're just gonna not have him do it later. You know what I mean?
I see what you mean. However, what I really liked about this episode, and it's one of my favorite Star Wars things ever, the last 2 episodes of Kenobi. I will probably watch, if I ever rewatch it, I will probably watch everything, just because I love seeing Ewan McGregor, and I think he's carried the entire series on his back until episode 5 and 6.
Yeah, if that's anything that I can say, is that he tried his best to carry carry all the faults of this show.
But what I really liked about this episode was the callbacks and themes, not just of Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship, but of the entire Skywalker saga. It's of course minus the sequels, but but everything everything came from something. It felt like when, of course, Obi-Wan says, "I will do what I must." That's from Revenge of the Sith. And in that moment, Darth Vader says, "Then you will die," which is what he says in Rebels when Ahsoka does that. And in Rebels, spoilers for Rebels, but Ahsoka is able to cut the left side of Anakin Skywalker, and Obi-Wan cuts the right side. but only Luke Skywalker was able to see his full face, which I really, really like. I think that was really good.
Yeah.
But the thing that really, really gets me this episode was the thoughts and ideas of how Obi-Wan became a better Jedi, better than Darth Vader. I don't think Darth Vader has... They've kind of teased that Darth Vader, because Papa Palpy's back, Papa Palpy's kind of like...
I mean, Palpatine. I was like, what?
Papa Palpy's kind of like, hey, chill out. Like, he's like... They kind of teased that he's not in tune fully with the dark side yet, like he is in the original trilogy. But what I really enjoyed was Obi-Wan when he's under the rubble and he's trying to push up the rocks and he's remembering Leia, he's remembering Luke, and he's able to do that. It harkens back to the Phantom Menace, where Qui-Gon isn't a part of the Jedi Council because he sees how corrupt they've become. He sees how blinded they've become by the dark side. When Qui-Gon knows that Jedi are supposed to have feelings, they're supposed to have attachments, and use that for the betterment of themselves and their force powers. And that's why he was such a powerful Jedi, and why Sidious sends Darth Maul to him and kills him, right?
Yeah.
And at that moment, when he does remember all these attachments he has, he becomes a much better Jedi. And that's why when Anakin's like, hey, like, I killed Anakin, you didn't, it's kind of a weight off of his shoulders. And that connection that he feels to Darth Vader is gone because he knows it's no, like he didn't kill him. Anakin Skywalker is dead.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of didn't get any of that. I kind of don't like how...
That's fair.
I was really expecting Qui-Gon to be the pickup for Obi-Wan. I don't understand why they showed Leia, even because he learned, in my opinion, he didn't learn anything. When you have that kind of relationship, like the small kid, big grown-up, relationship, like you see like in The Last of Us and Logan, usually they learn something from each other to benefit one another. Because like usually with that relationship, they're missing something in their life, and those two kind of tend to complete each other. But I felt like Leia didn't really do anything. Leia didn't learn anything from him really, and he didn't really learn. He definitely, in my opinion, didn't learn anything from her. He definitely cares about her, but I feel like I was waiting for Qui-Gon, and you mentioned like you were wanting Qui-Gon, and we did see him in the end. But I was kind of, as cliche as it would have been, I wish that he would have been there. We would have gotten a moment between, like, not like a quick moment. It could have been a scene, like a flashback to Qui-Gon, or like a conversation between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
I think that's now. There's going to be a second season, right? I think that because even though it has gotten some hate and people poo-pooing on it, right? It has also received a good amount of praise, especially the last two episodes have. In terms of the fandom and response for it. So there will be a second season. But I think that's what the second season will be about. I hope that the second season is, if they do it, they shouldn't have Darth Vader and Obi-Wan meet again. Yeah. What they should do is it should be about flashbacks and about how Obi-Wan becomes one with the Force, with Qui-Gon.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, we could have had that this season. Cut out all the Reva stuff, because she didn't apparently it's her redemption arc in this, but in reality she doesn't redeem herself. She just doesn't kill a kid. You shouldn't kill kids in general. That's not really doing a favor to anybody.
Reva's story was flawed, but I think her story was interesting, but I think you should have made it a different show.
They clearly wanted to tell a story with Reva and then just add and attach it to the Obi-Wan name to get people interested. Clearly you didn't have that strong of a story, so you wanted to add it.
And this is what I'm gonna say. Like of course the hate towards the actress is obviously unjustified. But Edgar, in this day and age, do you honestly think Disney would be down for having a series with two leading white males? I don't think they would ever go for that.
No.
Which I
and it's
think
sad that they have to fall. Yeah. That they have to use that as an excuse.
That's what I'm saying. Give her own show without having to have that. Like just give it to her. And I think she's interesting enough. But I also a lot of people had grievances with her acting, as did I in the first 4 episodes. But I think when the other writer came in, who's obviously a better writer, I think that she did better with those lines, with that material, when the writing was better.
It's just the foundation wasn't there for it to, even with the good stuff that they added. And could have still taken it away.
And as much as I didn't like her, I did like seeing more of Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. I think that they're great actors.
I think they're great. I just don't know why they run away. I do not understand why they didn't run away. Because
it's like a farm, and it's like one of those old westerns, like those spaghetti westerns, where the farmer's like, I ain't leaving my land, you know.
But like when you know a Sith is after you, it's like, why do you think it's just one person? The Empire could possibly be after you. What do you think you're gonna do with like? Usually they come with attack of stormtroopers.
Yeah, definitely. We did get hello there. That was very nice.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
Yeah, that was nice. But
the whole series was leading to that one moment.
Yeah, I felt like this. To sum up my experience with this, it kind of showed me that I'm probably not as big of a Star Wars fan as most people, which is kind of a sad reality for me. Yeah. Most people are just like, who cares? Like, if you're not. I'm like, yeah, but I thought I was, and this show really showed me that I'm not. Almost all of the nostalgic and the callbacks and the parallels between the other parts of the series, it didn't click for me. It wasn't enough. It is good tidbits for people who enjoy Star Wars and love Star Wars. It just wasn't enough for me in this show as a show. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a oh crap moment, but it was also like,
oh man,
I really thought I was like I really thought like I was super into it, but I guess I'm not. Or I feel like I just disagree with I disagree with too many people who love Star Wars and their positions on this series and the rest of it.
It's interesting that you say that, because most of the people who I take the reviews and I actually like genuinely like listening to are those Star Wars fans. But I think what a lot of people who have just been berating this, I think that they forget that all Star Wars is like this. And if you can't wrap your head around that, I don't know what to say. Like The Mandalorian, I think a lot of people forget that The Mandalorian season 1 had some pretty big issues.
Yeah, but what made season 1 so great is that it didn't rely a lot on the, season 2 compared to season 1, it was like Ahsoka, Luke, Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, it's like all that, and I feel like Disney didn't realize that what made Mandalorian so great is that it was in the Star Wars universe and told its own story.
Yeah,
and it didn't rely so heavily on like the remember this and like we're gonna say this line. At least I feel that way, and I wish Disney would see that. That's why we loved The Mandalorian so much, and why I think it's the best successful Star Wars product after Disney.
Yeah.
And Rogue One, but I'm just talking about shows, I guess now.
Yeah.
I just wish we can get more of that.
Yeah, I get you. I think that there are a lot of good original stories to be told, and I think that's what. But then again, like if you think about like pre-existing characters, the Clone Wars is pretty great, and they have all pre-existing characters.
But it never felt like we knew like it was gonna tell a story, back in time. But it never felt like a well, except for Chewbacca, he didn't need to be in that at all.
Oh, in Clone Wars?
Oh,
but I loved it. It was good.
No, I meant in the prequels, in the third one.
Oh,
Revenge
sorry,
of the
I
Sith.
just spoiled Clone Wars for you. My bad.
I figured he was good. I literally thought he was already in it. But in Revenge of the Sith, I was like, why is Chewbacca there? He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I know they're on Kashyyyk, and that's where literally Wookiees are. But for me, the Revenge of the Sith tied up. Say what you want about the prequels, and I'll say what I want. But I knew, to me, Revenge of the Sith tied up all its loose ends. Yeah. Obi-Wan is on Tatooine watching over Luke, and he knows he's going to communicate with Qui-Gon. Yes, we got to see that, and we might get to see more, but we know he does that. And Leia's off in Alderaan. She is a princess and eventually will be like an ambassador and whatnot. And to me, it just ended with its loose ends tied up, knowing where the story ends up later. And I felt like we kind of,
Yeah, I see. I definitely see what you mean. However, I don't know. I like when I say was a series needed, does it give me moments? I think when Obi-Wan has that moment with Darth Vader, I think that ties up some loose ends, because like why would he call Darth Vader Darth in A New Hope? Like that's like me calling you like Mr.
Well, because he's a
because if you're good friends with him, he knows he's Anakin. But what I think it does tie up some loose ends, especially to help connect from the original trilogy. But for me, that's one of the best Star Wars moments I've ever seen. Like that moment with the helmet off, and Hayden Christensen really stretched his acting chops there. And I loved it because not just of the acting, but the lighting when it's like blue and then his face turns red, and then when he goes, "I am not your failure," and then he goes into Darth and Obi-Wan and that's great. Like that moment was awesome. But I do see what you mean. I think for me, the reason why I'm because I think this series could have been the best of the best. But I think it has stuff, especially in the first 4 episodes, that are so incredibly frustrating that you're like, you could have just fixed this so easily.
Or just taken stuff out.
Exactly. You could have fixed this so easily.
Just make
but
it...
you didn't. You didn't. You took one of the best characters in the Star Wars universe and you made this story and you put these mistakes in there. But it's like, why does this not have the budget or more of the budget than The Mandalorian?
Literally, you had the biggest character from the prequels and the biggest character from the original, and you didn't use a lot. I felt like you didn't utilize them enough, or to where I wanted to see them. Like I wanted, it's them. Like I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying is they have an opportunity to do that in the second season, and I think that they can. And since Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau will have more of a hold on it at the beginning, I think it will be better.
I hope they don't give it back to this director. I felt like this was like
Deborah Chow?
I felt like the direction of this was not good at all.
Bro,
there was
shaky cam central, bro.
Yeah,
and
there was
I hate shaky cam.
There was not a oh wow shot. Not that every show needs it, but it needs to look good.
I think it did. I think it got there in episode 6, like when they're battling on the on that planet, and then it pans out and they're fighting, and then you see like the moon and stuff like that. I think it was I really liked that planet because it felt like the antithesis of Mustafar. So I really liked that, and I think I do agree with you. I think that's the only shot. Like, what if you're going to do? You finished Fallen Order, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to do, you remember how beautiful Fortress Inquisitorius looked in that game, and how nasty it looks in this. Like, it's like
it was like they added like
dude.
A green hue in the main hallways.
It's like it's like the water outside is dirty. And it added clouds, and you're like, dude. It's a moon of Mustafar. Like, how cool is it to add the other moons of Mustafar, and you get to see that, and then you can see Mustafar, and it's just like bleeding. That's what's so cool about Fortress Inquisitorius. And you're just like, why? Why did you cloud that up? Yeah. And I know why. It's because of the stupid budget. But it's like,
this is you think
come on.
This Disney show didn't feel like a Disney show in terms of budget.
Yeah,
that surprised me. They did feel like they didn't try that hard with like a lot of reasons for that.
I think it's because they started doing this before like Disney shows, like before Disney Plus started.
I know they originally planned this out as a trilogy of movies.
2.5. So they started working on this like 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then when Disney bought it, and then they started filming 2.5 years ago, and then they had to stop because of COVID. And then they picked it up, or 3 years ago, and then they picked it up again like 2 years ago. So it just sounded like and then they also switched it from a movie to a television
It was
show.
in a production nightmare, essentially.
It definitely. And I think WandaVision, as much, problems that we have with it, really did kick off, the money that comes comes with Disney Plus,
Yeah.
And I think Obi-Wan had a set budget, and then Deborah Chow was like, or whoever was running it was like, well, we already bought everything. What are you just going to give me more? And then what am I going to do with this extra money? Because everything's already set in stone, so.
Yeah. All I got to say, Disney, if I see another desert-like planet in the next show or movie, I'm going to sucker punch you in the face.
I'm going to scream.
Give us other
Do you know how
planets.
many good planets there are in the Star Wars universe? Please.
I can imagine they're different.
Yeah.
They're different from deserts, but yeah.
I see what you mean. For me, the biggest thing is if you're going to please stop making up races. Use the already established 20 million races in the Star Wars universe. Use the already established planets in the universe. Please, at least pull from Legends. You have so much to use, But I have, as a whole, I really, really liked it, and I do think episode 5 and episode 6 did save the series, and I think as a whole, if you're not a big Star Wars fan, or if you're not, and you really like Kenobi, just watch episode 5 and episode 6. You'll be fine.
Yeah, quote from me to sum up in one sentence, just to close it off. It just reminds me of that Ian Malcolm quote from Jurassic Park. He's like, "You were so preoccupied whether or not you could that you should have stopped to think if you should."
Yeah, exactly.
That's just how I feel. But yeah.
I see what you mean. I think just seeing Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen back in any form just makes me so happy. But now take this. If you're gonna make a season 2, knock it out of the park. Do it well.
Please.
So yeah, please.
Yeah.
Because I think the general consensus is the last 6 episodes. The last episode ended pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
It just sucks that it's divided this much.
Yeah, it sucks that it had to get through 4 episodes of fodder before,
Yeah.
Even though those episodes had good moments, but still, it wasn't enough. All right, Edgar. You ready to move on to some news?
Yeah,
Why don't you take yours first?
Good news. All right. News is here. I don't know why I just made a fake announcement noise.
Bruh.
All right, bruh. Mashle TV anime is scheduled to air in 2023. Mashle.
What's that?
Mashle is is a manga series that's on Shonen Jump. It unfortunately ended pretty soon. I don't know if it ended abruptly, but it did end. I know there was some trouble with it. It wasn't getting. It was doing pretty good, but it wasn't doing great numbers. I felt like it looked like it ended shortly. It didn't have that many volumes. I think it only had. Let me take a look. I can't see how many volumes, but let me just read a synopsis real quick, just to get an idea. It seems interesting.
Sure.
To everyone else in his magic-dominated world, the young and powerless Burn-Dead is a threat to the gene pool and must be purged. Living secretly in a forest, he spends every day training his body, building muscles strong to compete with magic itself. However, upon having his identity exposed and his peaceful life threatened, Mash begins his journey to become a divine visionary, a role so powerful that society would have no choice but to accept his existence. Basically, in a world full of wizards, he is going to beat that with muscles.
So, Asta.
Yeah, but except a version where Asta, sorry, I say Asta, where Asta doesn't get, well, he technically doesn't have magic, but where he doesn't get any power. You know what I mean? Right. I heard a lot about this. It's fairly rated in its reviews towards it could go on, but a lot of people are happy that this is getting an anime, because it unfortunately ended sooner than expected. I don't know if it ended on bad terms, but we'll see. Next up on news, Togashi shared something in his in a new letter. I want to share with you guys. Yoshihiro Togashi is the author of Hunter x Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
He shared some stuff about his life, and I just want to read it a bit. He said,
"Sure.
After being unable to sit in a chair for about 2 years, he has finally given up his old ways and has managed to resume writing Hunter x Hunter. He also advises everyone to take care of your backs." He comments...
let me just sit up real quick.
Yeah, I know, right? He comments how he was unable to wipe his, excuse me for language, ass until 2 weeks ago. So every time he took a poop, he had to take a shower. He also advises everyone that if you drop something in the floor of the exhibition, you should be careful on your posture when picking it up. Yikes. I knew he had back problems, but when he had to use the restroom and take a shower while doing that sucks. That sucks, man. I'm glad you're back on your feet, sitting up, all healthy, and hopefully you stay that way for the rest of your life, buddy. I know he had huge back problems, and people were kind of putting off to the side and saying, oh, where's Hunter Hunter? Like, we want it. Please take care of yourself, Togashi. Yeah. It just sucks. I didn't know it was like this bad because obviously we didn't get that much information other than he wasn't able to write.
It had to have been this bad.
I know. He was always like sitting on his side and like because it was painful or something like that. I heard, but I just take care of your backs. I'm gonna take that to heart. I'm already doing that in general. When I get sick, my back like gives out and it's always hurting. So like I'm always afraid. You gotta do some sit-ups or aerobics activity to make sure my back is in healthy condition. Yeah. Also, we got some news. Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Season 2 is set for January 2023.
Yes, sir.
We also got a promotional, not video, but a promotional art. A picture. I don't know.
Yeah,
if you saw
I saw. It looks great. It looks great. And it's called like Second Attacked or something like that. That's hilarious.
I'm just gonna bother him again for the second season. I like the first season.
Yeah, the first season was actually titled as a special OVA. So because I don't think they didn't know quite how well it would do, but now of course it's become a big thing, and now they're continuing it.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I rewatched it in dub. The dub's pretty good. I actually like it. Unfortunately, I heard that voice actress for Nagatoro got a lot of backlash because
I wonder why.
Surprise, surprise, she happens to be black, but people thought that was she's like Japanese and technically she shouldn't. You know what I mean? Voice actors are voice actors.
Bruh, we know, but there's also the of course the other side of Twitter who is gaslighting them, who's like, see, I told you Nagatoro was black. And guys, she's not black. She's just tan. Like she just swims a lot. You know?
People who are angry, defensive about that.
And of course the other Twitter side are like, no, she's not. And then they fight, and then you're like, ugh, bruh, like please stop.
Nagatoro fans, we got something to learn. Yes, Nagatoro is Japanese, not black, but anyone can voice her. It's called voice acting.
Ding, ding,
ding, ding, ding.
Edgar hit the nail on the head.
One of my favorite voices in dubs is Hawks, and he's voiced by a black guy. Who cares?
Yeah,
like
Zeno Robinson. Yeah,
he's
good.
So cool. I love his voice.
Awesome.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
What else do we got? Sword Art Online recently just put out a trailer, a promotional video.
Mm-hmm.
We already announced when it was coming out. I believe it was September 9th or something along those lines. We finally have a trailer. It looks great. We're obviously going to see some more stuff in Ironclad and go floor by floor. And people who read the light novel, I haven't read that light novel yet, but they said it looks accurate to the story, so can't wait for that. What else do I got? I think that's all I got in news. I don't have anything else unless you have some more stuff,
Okay.
Ben.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Okay, then go ahead.
The only thing you took away from me was the Nagatoro.
Yeah.
So I put this first because everybody knows it. Spy Family is coming back this October.
Oh yeah,
and we saw a little.
This was the first core we saw only 12
Yeah.
episodes, so we'll be getting 12 episodes more.
So it'll be coming back, and of course it will because it's been just ginormous.
Yeah.
Edgar, did you talk about this? Love is War manga ends in 14 chapters.
Oh! I forgot that. Holy crap! I forgot that.
Do you want to talk about this?
I meant to mention it in the crap and when I was talking about Love is War, when I was giving out the small news, it is ending in 14 chapters. It will only have 28 volumes in total. This is it. I have 14 chapters. I need to catch up, and read the manga. I heard it's going great. There's no people thought, when it comes to like rom-coms, you don't usually expect certain things to happen at midway in the story. I don't want to spoil what. And usually people would be like, there's more, but what else is there to more? Here, there's a lot more. There's a lot to go. There's no filler. There's no, it's starting to feel slow. It's great all the way with only 14 chapters left. I can't wait. I'm pretty sure it's going to hit it right in the nail. And this also isn't news, but I didn't realize that, that show or that manga that I stated that had a anime adaptation, Ashi no Ko, with the idol and like the doctor gets reborn as his daughter or something like that. Remember that, Ben?
Yeah, I know. I
remember.
No,
I know. But apparently that's done by the same person, Akasaka.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the same author of Love is War does that. Does that manga. So that's cool. And they recently had like a collaboration image. It's not really a collaboration. It's the same author, but it showed Kaguya along with the main character for that other manga series, which looked good. I love Love Is War. It's just so great. It's like as I said before, I'm being a dead horse by saying it, but it's probably the best rom-com ever. It also beat it topped Full Metal Alchemist on the My Anime list. Now I don't think it should be number one anime, but it's 9 point something rated is definitely up there. But you know it's gonna get brought down because anything that the only toxic thing about Full Metal Alchemist fans is that they review bomb anything that gets close or tends to beat it in its number one ranking, which is unfortunate. Love Is War is amazing, but people are gonna review bomb it. They took Spy Family off of it. It was number one for for a while. Obviously you shouldn't trust My Anime list for its rankings, but regardless, Love Is War is great. Go check it out. Go read it. Go watch it. Like as I said before, I'm gonna buy a volume. It's just so great.
Right.
All right, Ben, you go. Yep.
You go, Ben.
You go, Ben.
All right.
You got this.
This one is very interesting. Big for Jump Plus readers. Jump Plus aims to release all new manga series simultaneously in English after 2023.
Oh, yeah.
The Jump no Mirai 2022 online talk event announced on Wednesday that all new manga series on Shueisha's Shonen Jump Plus app and website will launch simultaneously in English on the company's Manga Plus app from 2023 and onwards. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
We're going to get dubs. We're going to get translations just as fast as anything else.
Yeah. Shonen Jump Plus is known for Kaiju number 8 and not Blue Lock. Spy Family. Spy Family.
Ghost Reaper Girl.
Yeah.
Summertime Rendering. Yeah. Shueisha editor Yuta Momoyama, there you go, who manages weekly Shonen Jump Plus, and Manga Plus online services, stated that the overseas manga market has expanded in recent years. No
kidding. Are you kidding me?
So popularity of the manga outside countries of Japan is becoming more important. Thus, he wants to not just export manga outside Japan, but also expand Jump's structure of creating hit manga overseas.
Please do that. That would be fantastic.
Good news, now bad news. Netflix lays off over 300 more employees.
What?
The Hollywood Reporter on Thursday announced that Netflix released a memo stating that they have laid off another 300 employees from its workforce.
How much you want to bet it's because they lost a bunch of subscribers from their awful deals that they do?
Because they're bad.
How about focus on the shows rather than laying off workers?
No kidding. The Hollywood Reporter added the laid-offs affected 216 staff members in the United States, 30 in Asia Pacific, 53 in the Middle East, Europe, and Africa, and 17 in Latin America. Co-CEO of Netflix, Reed Hastings, stated in the memo that the company will add 1,500 staff members for a new total over the long term.
Why don't you just hire them people?
Yeah.
That's so dumb. That's such a dumb thing to say. Oh, we just fired a bunch of people. We're going to get more. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
All we care about the numbers. Not the
He stated, adding the company is focusing on creative development, personalization, and language presentation localization. So basically what they're saying is we're focusing more on person stuff, and we're just going to get rid of animation entirely. So yeah.
Wow. That is...
Cool.
Boo.
Boo.
Bad, Netflix. Bad.
Very bad.
Be cool again.
In good news, Burnout Syndrome performs opening theme for Dr. Stone Ryusui anime special. We love Burnout Syndrome here.
That was also on my news bracket. I don't know why I didn't mention it.
We love Burnout Syndrome here on the Manga Monday show. They have created such great openings, such as Toby Fly. Yeah, exactly. They've done almost all the good openings for Haikyuu. Well, all the openings are good, but the really, really good ones. They also did Good Morning World for Dr. Stone, and now they're coming back to do the Ryusui special.
Yeah, but I kind of come back for the the anime season. Like I hope this is not like a one-off thing. Obviously, it's cool that they're back for this special, but I want to see them come back for the openings of the.
First, come back to Haikyuu because they need you. Because
the
last opening was really bad.
Yeah, I did not like the first part, season 4, part 1 opening. So great.
It's really good.
Love it.
Really good. Crunchyroll screens One Piece film Red in North America, Australia, and New Zealand this fall. Crunchyroll announced on Thursday that it will theatrically screen the upcoming One Piece film Red anime film in the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand this fall. The screenings will be available in both Japanese audio with English subtitles and an English dub. I will be watching it in English subtitles.
Go you guys. Toei fans got a lot of things to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. Toei Animation will reveal more details about the film at a panel at Anime Expo on July 2nd.
Nice.
Crunchyroll describes the film as Uta, the most beloved singer in the world, renowned for her for concealing her own identity when performing. Her voice has come to be described as otherworldly. Now, for the first time ever, Uta will herself to the world at the live concert. Okay, that makes no sense.
Probably reveal herself.
Yeah, exactly. As
the
the venue fills with all kinds of Uta fans, excited pirates, the Navy watches closely, and the Straw Hats, led by Luffy, who simply came to enjoy her sonorous, I didn't know that was a word, performance. The voice that the world has been waiting for is about to resound. The story begins with the shocking fact that she is Shanks' daughter.
What?
She's probably adopted daughter. I would assume. Oh, well, she does have half red hair.
Regardless, it's a pretty big character that will probably, at least should be in the series following forward, right?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know.
Edgar, I'm a little bit disappointed.
Are you?
I thought when the teaser trailer came out, and I watched it live with my good friend Asal, I just caught up with the manga, and Edgar, we don't see Shanks a lot. I'll just say that. Shanks is
I know Shanks doesn't show up
Shanks is a little bit of a
kind of a meme,
mysterious character. But when the movie title dropped, and then it said One Piece film red, and then it had a slash mark that very much mirrors the 3 scars on Shanks' face, and it had the straw hat come up to it. Me and Asal were like, oh my god, it's gonna be a film about Shanks. It's not, and I mean, cool, I guess.
Yeah, we already knew that it was about this girl. We just this new, all this stuff falling forward, you're starting to realize. I would assume One Piece fans are gonna be like, wow, I guess it's not really about Shanks.
But Shanks for these movies, for these One Piece movies, has a little bit of Tony Stark syndrome, where Tony Stark creates villains and then Spider-Man or somebody else has to deal with it. And Shanks has done this about 3 times. He's created a villain, and now Luffy has to deal with it.
Shanks is the main villain of One Piece?
So, yeah, maybe.
Question mark?
But, yeah, so I'm just a little bit upset because I wanted a, Shanks solo movie. You listen to me, Oda. You listen to me. If he's not getting his own solo movie, there better be a span of about 30 chapters where it's just about Shanks and his backstory. You do it. You do it. You do it. All right. Moving on to more One Piece news. One Piece franchise's two-day event to stream in Japan. So there's going to be a 2-day event in Japan on July 22nd to 23rd. That's just going to be celebrating One Piece and One Piece film and the new One Piece Odyssey video game that's coming out, and detailing more about the finale of the manga. So yeah, we're going to see that, and it's going to be great.
Cool, yeah.
Probably the biggest news of this week. Chainsaw Man's second part launches on Shonen Jump Plus on July 13th.
We talked about it.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we did last week.
Yeah. Well, it's coming back on July.
It deserves 2 mentions, guys.
2 mentions.
It's just that big.
Yeah, July. Well, I didn't know. I guess I forgot. But July 13th, it's coming back. So that's really soon. Yeah. There's a new film that I hear is good called Goodbye Don Glees. It's going to be screaming in North America on September 14th and September 15th. Yeah. Tickets go sale August 5th. So that sounds great.
Nice.
I think that this. I have a funny one. Yuri Lowenthal, who voices Sasuke in the Naruto dub, and he also voices Spider-Man in the Spider-Man video games. He teased a charity hip-hop album with Naruto English dub cast members.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's so great.
So voice actor Yuri on Twitter on Tuesday said that he and other members of the Naruto English dub cast will be participating in a hip-hop album. The record, titled Fire Style, will release on August 19th. Mark Mazurek, a.k.a. Big Lug.
Guys, forget Boruto. This is canon.
Yeah,
this is
canon.
The real, the good stuff.
Yeah, who is producing the album, told Anne that the proceeds will go to charity.
Oh, that's
New
nice.
cast members will be announced every week leading up to the release. So yeah,
that sounds like fun.
Yeah,
I
they
feel like
released. Let me see if I can find it.
I feel like dub actors or actors of cast. I feel like Japanese. I feel like they always do stuff like with voice actors. There's like radio shows, talk shows, like with the voice actors and all that, and collaborations and like fun stuff they do. We don't get a lot of that stuff here in the States. And this is like really cool. I would imagine a lot of people, Naruto fans, are looking forward.
I'm always I'm always just so shocked that it's like what you said, that they really don't have like that presence. Like they go on talk shows, they go on, they like
interviews,
like I know that the voice actors for Jujutsu Kaisen, they read like a side story written by a fan. It was a Nanami voice actor, and it's really funny. And he's like, Nanami, and it was really funny. It was really great.
Can you imagine something as crazy like Jimmy Fallon on the Late Show Tonight? All right, welcome to Cast of My Hero Academia. And they bring him out that'd be
great. That'd be great.
Stuff like that should happen.
Hold on, let's take a listen to this, Edgar.
Parents would be like, "What's going on?"
Let's take a listen to this.
All right, put it close to the mic, probably. It has the perfect amount of edginess. Yeah. Oh my god.
That's for Sasuke, yeah. So it's going to be like,
you can also hear the Spider-Man kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So you can. So it's going to take like their characters and going to make a rap, and this is something that you actually see a lot of YouTube. It's like doing,
the One Piece rap, but with the cast members
exactly
of One Piece doing it.
Exactly, which is great, and it sounds kind of fire. Like
I'll listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it.
It's great.
If you're disappointed by Drake's album, get on this, guys.
You're still listening to Drake?
No, I'm just saying. I just heard Drake's album sucked recently. So
there you go. Yeah, that's it for the news this week.
Yeah, it was a fun one. I was kind of worried that we're gonna have stuff to talk about, but we always end up pulling something out of our butts. So.
We go whoop. Yeah.
Whoop. We got something.
We actually have a sponsor this week, Edgar.
Do we?
Yeah. It's us.
Oh,
it's
we do.
us. We sponsor this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're the
Who
sponsors.
else is gonna pay us? No one pays us.
Exactly. No one.
We do.
No one yet.
We buy our own stuff.
Eventually.
Well, we got look forward to next week's episode. I know. I just realized this today as we were talking about future episodes. Ben mentioned that since the finale of Spy Family happened, we haven't talked about Spy Family. Considering how big it is, I'm like, holy crap, we haven't talked about any. We mentioned its sales, and we mentioned like a chapter or episodes or like something that a character does, but we haven't like gone in depth about something. So next week we're gonna give you a Spy Family episode.
After that, Edgar, we're going to be reviewing. So before I have to get here a little bit early, and we're going to be watching Dragon Ball Super movies. All of them. Yeah, we're going to be watching every Dragon Ball Super movie.
But Ben, I don't care about Dragon Ball.
Well, too bad, because it's going to get views. We're going to be watching and reviewing every single one of them, eventually leading up to Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
Well, Ben's gonna have to hold the gun in my head, so
we might add a little special episode at the end, and you'll have to see what movie that is. But click like, view, and if we get a specific amount of views and comments about that movie, we'll watch it. So,
all right. I have no idea how many movies there are.
Well, there are 3.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
I thought I had to watch it.
But we might add a 4th one in there just for fun.
All right, we'll see what that 4th one is. I can already kind of guess, but I'm excited for that 4th one.
The 4th one's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
I'm looking forward to that 4th one now.
Yeah.
Look, anyway, guys, if you're listening on one of the apps for podcasts, give us a follow and a rating and a like. If you're listening on our YouTube channel, give us a subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the like, and hit a comment if you just give us your thoughts and any ideas or anything you want us to talk about.
Or just comment like,
we'll do that.
Something.
We'll do that for free.
For free.
Follow us on Instagram, anywhere on our socials or where you can listen to our podcast. And Shonen Junk videos will be there for you waiting. And we'll look forward to you in the next episode. Peace.